of the Empire State Building.
Welcome to our Z100 Artist Interview Lounge. I'm Crystal. This is Maxwell, and we are welcoming to New York City, Jessie Murph.
Yeah. What up, superstar?
How are y'all doing?
We're great. You said that you're happy to be back in New York.
I am. I'm very happy to be back in New York.
What is New York? What's the vibe? What's the smells? What's the streets for
What's
you?
it feel like?
The smells are interesting. I love it though. I feel like I can walk around a lot, and everything's close together. It's New York.
You get
It's
your steps
great.
in. You get your steps in.
Lots of steps.
There's
lots of
there's
cafes. I love cafes.
Yeah, and we talked about this, Crystal, just as we were walking in. She loves coffee as well.
She does.
Get
that Dunkin' in.
She's
Get that
oh my
Dunkin'
gosh,
in.
dude. We have the same order, but no, you're here for a very special reason. Well, thank you again for joining us. At the end of summer, and it was rainy, it was dreary, but now, which is odd, here we are in October, and the weather is actually like 71 degrees.
I know.
And it's weird, but you're here because there are a lot of people who want to see you at a sold-out Terminal 5 show.
Sold out.
Yeah. So
Tickets reselling for hundreds of dollars.
Talk about that. What's that feeling like for you to be able to step onto the stage and see so many adoring fans just like there to rock with you, homie?
Oh, wow. I'm just really, 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 really grateful. Every time I get on stage this entire tour, I've just been like, it feels so different. It feels so much bigger than anything I've done before. And I don't know. I've just been I'm feeling so grateful lately.
Yeah.
That's the only word I can use.
You're touring your new album, Drowning. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And I told you I took a listen to it. It is heavy. I mean, you explore very, very heavy topics. What made you pour your heart into that for this one?
I think it's all I've ever really wanted to write for is stuff I'm going through and things that I just would rather not talk about.
Yeah.
Because I hate that.
It's well, I want to say easier, but it's when you get to put your emotions into an art form, a craft.
Right.
Makes them live on forever, and people can
so
take their
true.
own stories and adapt to them.
They can help people.
Yeah.
And you don't have to sit there and explain yourself. You can just give somebody the package, and you're like, "This is what's up.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
This is me.
Yeah."
But when you write from such a personal, such a vulnerable place, how tough is it to dig back into those notebooks? Because I mean, I'm sure you've got notebooks and notebooks. I mean, you've been writing pretty much all your life.
Yeah.
To go into these stories and to share them, is it therapeutic, relieving? Is it scary? Is it all those? Is it exciting?
Wow, I think it's all of the above. I think it's not scary to give it to the world.
Yeah.
I think it's scary for the people that are close to me. I just I don't like them knowing that I'm going through something.
Mm-hmm.
Goes back to the talking thing. I just never. I hate
So
that.
this sucks. We're having Jessie Murphy here to do an interview, and we're putting her through her absolute worst
Nightmare.
thing ever.
No, you're good. But it's scary, but it's also good. And once it's out, it's for the world.
Yeah.
So.
And we're also celebrating your new song, Wild One.
Yes.
With Jelly Roll. How did that come about?
So last minute, honestly. It was not supposed to be a collab. Jelly hit me and was like, "Do you want to come out to one of my shows with me?"
When was this? Where were you?
He was in Arkansas.
Okay.
And I'm in Nashville.
Yep.
So me and my brother drive up there to Arkansas. And I go on stage with him and we sing Simple Man by Leonard Skinner.
Yes.
Which was so crazy.
Getting goosebumps thinking about that. That's iconic.
It was crazy. It was crazy. It was
So what? He was just like, "Are you gonna get on stage with me? Can we sing this real quick?"
Yeah. It was very we didn't rehearse it. It was very on the spot, but it was so good and it was so many people. It was my first time singing in an arena.
Mm.
And it was the craziest feeling ever. It's something I've always wanted to do, so that was incredible. And then I guess he heard Wild Ones, and I'm such a big fan of his, and he was like, "I have a verse for this." And then I went out to a show again. We ended up being in the same city by chance, and I had a show and he had a show.
You know what's wild? Not to cut off your story there, but
No,
it's,
you're good.
as you say, by chance. But, I don't know who and who's listening and watching this and what they believe in or whatever, but things, they are by chance, but they're for a reason. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
There was a reason why the two of you were in the same city at that time. This song came about, and it's become what it's become. Has that hit your heart to see the world, gravitate towards this collaboration and knowing, it did just happen, happenstance, but it was kind of by design by a bigger person or
Wow,
people.
that was really deep.
I mean, but that's how I feel. You know?
I agree. That was beautiful. No, definitely. I also think it's so relieving to see the reaction, I guess, to these, like this and Heartbroken.
Yeah.
Because they're not sad. And I was really scared to put out music that's not as heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I didn't know if it like would matter. But I don't know. It's been such a nice, warm welcome by everybody.
And then going back to when you hit the stage at an arena for the first time with Jelly Roll and seeing him interact with the stage and you being there too, what did you learn from that experience and from him?
Oh, wow. That's a good question. I don't know what I learned. I just, it's like I almost like blacked out when I walked out there. I was just like, wow. It was just such a crazy, there was so much energy in one room. I was like, that is crazy.
Yeah.
Also, like looking out at everybody and being like, everybody has their own life in here. Like everybody has, it's just crazy.
For sure.
It's so crazy to think about.
Yo, there was, well, after you were here with us at our end of summer bash, the next day, pretty much on a plane to go to play Outside Lands in San Francisco, and I think we talked a little bit how I'm going to see the show. You're going to hit the stage at Outside Lands. It's sick, festival vibes. I'm not going to lie to you. I couldn't see the show. I couldn't get there because there were literally 30,000 people in between where I was trying to stand and you on the stage.
Wow.
You know, when you get to be who you are and do what you love to do, and you're connecting with so many people. And this is just those beginning stages of it. This is the foundation of it because it's going to get bigger. It's going to get better. How proud are you of yourself when you get to stand up on the stage and you're looking hundreds of yards back and there are people?
Wow. I have recently been trying to do a better job of like taking a second and like realizing what's going on around me.
Yeah.
Because you get so used to everything and you get so like, it just feels normal.
Mm-hmm.
But I think when I start to think about where I came from and like where I grew up and the things around me and to like how my life looks now, those are the moments where I'm like, oh my God, like this is crazy.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah.
Enjoy that ride. You deserve it.
I'm enjoying it.
There we go. Oh, yeah.
What was that like, having a dream from when you were little, and what was the reception from people around you when you were trying to chase your dream?
I mean, I feel like any kid that tells their parents or like their teachers that they want to be a singer, they're like, cool.
Yeah, sure.
Good luck.
They're like, great. But where are you going to college?
Yeah.
So that was a thing, but I think it was, I don't know. I also grew up in a small town, and it was even more so like not a vibe, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But so motivating because people telling you can't do it makes you want to do it so much more.
Hell yeah.
So, I mean.
And let's talk about Jimmy Kimmel.
Oh
With
my God,
Jelly
yeah.
Roll coming up. I mean, where were you when you found out that news?
Where was I? I don't know. I think I was in
Bed chilling, kicking it.
I was in my bunk.
Yeah, yeah.
Ah,
on
in your
the
bunk?
No.
Yeah.
Yep.
Wow.
I don't know where I was at, but I was in a city.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what?
Wow.
And I got a call.
And it's like, pull up.
Yeah. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. It's one of the craziest things.
I think so.
You're doing all these things that you are meant to do, what you're supposed to do. You're giving us such a beautiful and a unique sound with your vocals. They're so sick. The way you say dangerous and Wild Ones is like, yo, girl. I'm like, yeah. And I'm like, that's it. You know, there's a certain something special to what you're doing and you're sharing who you are. But it's even when we go back into, you know, the early I was going to write it down right here. When you're standing and you've upgraded, you know what I'm saying? You see the pun right there? Well, yeah, but yeah, I mean, but even when we go back to like songs like Upgrade, just your vocals are so special and so it's so dope, dude. Like as you say, crazy. It's refreshing to know that it's coming from someone who is really you know, trying her damnedest to do her best. And shit, I don't know if I'm allowed to say that word.
Say it.
Fuck it, you're killing it. There you go. Like for real. That's
And
how I
I'm
feel.
seeing your tour dates and where you've been going and where you're going next. I mean, you have a crazy thick tour. Congratulations.
Thank you, dude.
What are you doing in between to just make sure that you stay sane?
That's a good question. I've been trying to read,
Okay.
you know, but I have a hobby of buying books. And buying books and reading them is very different. Those are different hobbies.
Everybody's nodding in the studio.
But was it one of your favorites that you really got into?
Ooh, okay. I'm embarrassed to say this because it's so cliche and everybody's read them. But the Colleen Hoover books are so
They are good. I see everyone posting
God.
those. They're actually that good.
They're good, guys.
Yeah.
What?
Fall into the trap.
Go read it.
Go. For real. I'm
You'll
gonna
get
tell
locked in there. What about the Britney book?
Yeah.
Are you gonna?
No, I haven't read that.
You're gonna
on
get in
that.
there?
Have you read it?
I'm doing the Audible version right now. We've been talking about
Should
it.
I get Audible?
Get it, fam. Oh my God. Especially for this one because Michelle Williams, the way that she says, oh yeah, faux shiz, genuine, faux shiz. Oh yeah, that part, that right there. Anybody who's listening, watch this knows. But the Britney book is something truly special too. Yeah, I mean, buying books and reading them are two separate things.
And
We
you're also
feel
going to
you
be
there.
hitting Europe and
Oh my
New
God.
Zealand. You're going continental. You're going worldwide. How are you feeling about that?
So excited to go to Europe. I'm so excited. I spent some time in Montreal the other day,
Okay.
and they're French there, you know?
Yeah.
And it was the coolest thing ever.
Why?
Ever, because everybody's talking in French, and I'm like, y'all are so cool.
Yeah.
They look cool, they dress cool, they talk cool, and they got cobblestone streets.
Yeah.
Not everybody has those.
We got Stone Street. You
Wait
better
till you-
come check out
Yeah.
downtown. We have Stone Street. We
Yeah.
do here.
You do.
New York City.
I mean, it's great, you know?
Dude.
And what are your guilty pleasures on tour? Like, do you like shopping? Do
Oh,
you just like
yeah.
hermiting? Do you like exploring? What are you
I
doing?
love shopping.
Uh-huh.
I love shopping. I love book shopping. I love going to cafes every morning.
Yeah.
I like to do cafes every morning.
There's gonna be a lot of that when you get to Europe.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the thing. I'm like,
Go for it.
it's
Yeah.
going to be bad.
No, I know. Yeah, it's gonna add to it. Lastly, I want to throw this question out there about something that's been really special and really important to a lot of your fans. I mean, there have been so many Jessie Murph tattoos popping up all over the world.
A lot of tattoos.
A
yeah.
lot of tattoos. There have been a lot of, as a songwriter, as an artist, as someone who is really making that connection, to see those connections be truly permanent. What does that mean to you to have that type of a bond with someone who's listening to your sound and enjoying who you are as an artist enough to say, I want a part of this person's story to be with me forever on my
Wow.
skin?
I've never heard it put like that. You're great at wording things.
I'm just me.
Oh my God. Wow.
Thank you.
I never get over seeing the tattoos. I always, at first, there's always a little bit of, oh my God. Like,
Yeah.
why would you do
Yeah.
that?
Why? My handwriting sucks.
It's bad. Especially when they're like, sign this, and I just do it really quick, and they're like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm going to get that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, you are.
Okay, let me redo that. Erase the
But
Sharpie.
it's so surreal, and again, it all goes back to the word I said earlier, gratitude. I'm so grateful. I'm so grateful.
And then now with
Yeah.
your new singles coming out, like you mentioned, they're more happy tone. Is that where you feel like you want to head a little bit?
Oh,
or
no.
Okay, you're like, now I'm gonna be sad girl forever. I'm gonna be
Not sad necessarily, but there's definitely, there's a lot coming.
There's
There's
honesty.
sad.
There's
It's
honesty.
honesty
It's
is what it
honesty.
is.
It's
It's
honesty.
life.
And
Yeah.
coming from you, there's been a lot of double standard in the industry forever. You know what I mean? There have been so many dudes who have spoken the same words that nobody is like, oh, it's passe, whatever. But there's so much honesty, and it's who you are. And for you to shy away from that, like it would be inauthentic.
100%.
No one wants that.
I think for what's to come, it's just I'm telling my story
There you go.
and real life. Yeah.
Come on, fam.
I love it
We're here
so
with it.
much.
We're here
Thank
with
you
it.
for sharing with us. Thank you for spending time here
Girl.
at our Z100 Artist Interview Lounge.
Thanks for
We
having me.
can't wait to see you kill Terminal 5. We
Yeah.
cannot wait to see you on Jimmy Kimmel and more and across the globe.
Wow.
Halloween
So
weekend in New York.
congratulations.
Halloween weekend, guys.
Yeah,
Wow.
baby. Jessie Murph here for us.
There you go.
From the top of the Empire State Building.